Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? Welcome to the session here. My name's Rodrigo. Couple shout outs here. Alexander's in the house. What's going on? Good to see you here. Anastasia, Chris, Kurt Johnson, Larry. We've got Kim and Mary. We got a bunch of people here, very familiar. Stephen, Ted, what's up? Mr. Wesley, Wayne, Walter. Good to see you here, man. We talked earlier. All right, folks. So a quick thing here. We're going to be going over trade ideas, education, Nick's strategy when it comes to trading options, and pretty much overall, overall market discussion. So let's go ahead and bring on the man himself, the man of the hour. I believe that he's here somewhere
I'm
in the
here. I'm
building.
here.
Hey, Mr. Nick, how are we doing, man?
We are tired. We are very tired, but doing pretty good.
Let's make it let's make it an official welcome, though. Everybody, Nick Shaheen, lead trader from the Options Inner Circle chat room. What's up, man? With the bang, always. What's
You
going
think
on?
I'm sponsored by them? I'm not. I should be.
So listen, you were on vacation, right? You went to
I was.
Mexico,
I just
Cancun?
came. I just came back. So this is my first full day back, and it was a good day. We made some money. We had some fun, and some people gave me a hard time, but it was a good day. So the markets are kind of confusing, but hopefully we can help people today get a little bit easy with what's going on and focus on what really is what really matters. A lot of the stuff we hear in the news doesn't really matter. So there's a lot of noise and it's hard to stay focused, but we have been sorry about the mess. I don't know what you can see. Hopefully you can't see much because I've got two keyboards on the floor, one laptop over here, a flashlight over here, a bunch of sodas over here, a screen over there. Hopefully you can't see any of that.
Yeah, well, I mean, just for those that don't know, Nick Shaheen, right now, well, he was actually in the Options Inner Circle chat room. It's like a live trading room, and he's there Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, and also Sundays too. So
Yep.
that's why he's like,
Right.
that's why he's tired from. Yeah.
So what was going on was we were having a good profitable day. With the advent of the S&P now having the SPX, which is the index, it has options that expire every day. So now we have the opportunity. If somebody can spend some time with me during the day, we have been making trades on a daily basis with an iron condor, if we can. If you don't know what that is, it's basically placing when we have visibility on a range for the day, we place a bet for the day that says we won't go above here, we won't go below here. So I placed my bet early enough to where my range was really wide and I didn't sweat it much. So I made 22% yield on my risk in one day and yesterday and the day before yesterday on vacation. So there was somebody that was short the SPX at 4,000 and I think it closed at 3,999.
So these are trades that basically you don't have to babysit. That people that maybe have a full-time job, like it's a full-time trading thing, right? So
well, it's an active trading thing. Like if I was at my work and I can look at the computer, I can place that trade. But if somebody needs to be if doesn't they don't know what they're doing, then yes, they would be not to take. However, the setup is the same if you want to do it once a month, and that is doable for anybody's schedule. You can set it up to fit your schedule. I just happened to be in the room where we had 309 people today, between 280 and 309, I think. And so they have time to be here and they have the opportunity to trade quickly. And they either trade the action inside the day, which I am not fast enough for that because I'm helping people and I would make mistakes. But I'm really good at keeping the line for them in check so they know what to do, when to do it, and what not to do. And so the setups on the SPX Iron Condors work on today, tomorrow, Monday, Wednesday of next week, Friday of next week, 2 weeks from now, a month from now, a year from now. You can set them up to suit your style and time frame. For example, I went on vacation. I made sure I didn't have much that expired the first couple of days on vacation. And then once I was there, I got comfortable working from vacation a little bit, a couple of hours, I shouldn't say that. A couple of minutes a day. Don't tell my people. So I placed a couple of trades, 2 or 3 trades that were winners. So it's whatever suits your schedule. So what I provide is guidance on the overall picture, and I can start there if you want today. Do you want me to take over the screen?
Yeah, and maybe for today, for this session, we can make it a little bit more of like, just like power to the people. We engage the chat, we see
Yeah.
what questions. So we're just gonna do this today. Yeah, you mean like everybody on YouTube, Zoom, let's make it a conversation, right? And go from
Yeah,
there.
absolutely. So I'm going to need you to moderate.
I'll get the YouTube questions if there are any, and we can make this like an open Q&A session, like like whenever you remember when you go to Toys R Us and you have all these toys and they're like, push a button, try me, like let's
Yeah,
just
I know which
let's
ones.
yeah let's today is push a button, try Nick. We're gonna just have a conversation, questions, Q&A, open live with the people and go from there.
Yeah, I'm trying to see which one is my screen now. I'm all confused. I think it's this one. What do you see? Yep, I think you're right. You see my mouse moving?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Okay, so this, what are we looking at here? AT&T. No, that's not what we want to look at. SPY, H, reset, 1 day. Okay, so here is what I'm going to start with. Yesterday, I did a video for my people, and I sent it out after hours to kind of like, because I'm back from vacation, I usually do more during like for the last 2 weeks. 2 weeks I've been off, so I still stayed in contact, but not as tightly as I would. So I wanted to hit them a couple times with videos in order to get back at the helm of things, and so they get comfortable with what's going on. So here is the S&P daily chart. So there's nothing on it that marks out. There's no markings on it. I'm just going to walk you through the logic. So you can see we have lower highs and lower lows. So I can right away tell you the sellers are in charge. Forget what you know. Forget what the news says. Forget what CNBC says. Use your brains, your own power of deduction. This is a stock. Forget what it represents. So you want to know whether you can buy the stock or not buy the stock, whether you can trust it. Is it done falling? These are what we're just going to address right here. And I promise you, this stuff works better than what expert opinions tell you. This is your own logic working with you. I'm going to tell you my logic. So when we rallied from here, that was in May, late May, we sprang, right? We went past this 408 mark right there, that candle. I was upset like you wouldn't believe. That was such a mistake. It was not supposed to happen. I cannot remember the headline that took us there. You can ask the people in my room. They were like, "Why is Nick so upset?" I said, "Because it's a major mistake. It's going to set us up for disaster." And this is what happened after. This drop, I haven't seen a drop this violent in years, if I've ever. And then I heard the guts on somebody in the news. Somebody told me that somebody famous said, they haven't seen capitulation, or I think they said they haven't seen capitulation. I was like, what? These candles, I dare you to go back and find candles like these. You will not find, these are not the same candles. Let me walk you through what happened here. Crash, a giant red day, giant gap down, giant red day, bigger gap down, giant red day, and so forth. These are disaster ticks with no news. The only news is words from Powell. That's it. There was no break in the system. There was no drop in business. Companies are still reporting record numbers. The drop was based on words from Powell. That's it. And that's what the market reacted with. So now we're trying to base. So we have a rally. We had a rally, it got sold. We had a rally, it got sold. We had a rally, it got sold. So my assumption is this rally will be sold. That's how I act. If it doesn't get sold, perfect. I'm ready. So what do? I take tactical positions and some investments for the longer term based on levels, but nothing all in. So you have to put a benefit, you have to put a bit of doubt in everything you do, even if you're solid. I'll give you an example. In November, I issued a video, 2 or 3 videos to my team, and I said, Bitcoin is going to drop to 22,000, maybe even 19 in November. Bitcoin was nowhere near 20. I'll give you a visual. That was November. So back then, I did a video, you can go back and watch it. I said, it's going down to 22 to 19. I'm pretty sure I was called crazy. And I said, I'm going to buy on the way down. And I shared how I would do it. Now I'm very green in my trades, but I am less green because I listened to somebody else. So why didn't I load all in at 19 or 18? I did buy a lot, but why didn't I go all in? Because there's somebody else who knows a lot about the charts that suggested that it could be going down to 11 or 9. So I infused a bit of doubt into my own conviction, which was pretty high, because that's the right thing to do. I am not that hard-headed that I don't listen to other people, especially if I respect their opinion. So that person knows what they're doing. So I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. So I did not triple down. I took a strong enough position that I'm green overall in a big way. So I'm enjoying a double in Ethereum, a double in Solana, and those are my 2 biggest core positions. So because even though I have very strong conviction in my setup, I infuse a bit of doubt. You should do the same. If you're hardcore long SPY, you should infuse a bit of doubt. Why? Because I'm telling you, you need to. It's irresponsible. So let me tell you what I said in the video yesterday. I said, we are not out of the woods. We are making great progress. I expect a dip and I will be buying the dip. So those are my calls. I expect a dip and I will be buying the dip. Why? Because this is a daily chart. If this indeed, this green thing has 2 targets. The first target is somewhere around here. Yes, 432. So this could get to 428 to 432. Not straight shot. I think it should dip, prove that it can support and contain a higher low trend, beat the failure from which it finally dips, like tomorrow maybe, or Monday, and then come back maybe after the earnings reaction, and then a relief pop after Powell speaks and get off the screen. We bust right through it. We'll struggle here again, and we'll get to 430 or 432. By then, the whole mindset of the market will change. I want to remind you that things are not bad in the economy. Things are too good. That's why Powell is doing what he's doing. This guy belongs in jail. I cannot believe he's still in his job. He has 2 jobs. The Fed has 2 mandates, one to create jobs. The second one is to do so without creating inflation. Last year, he was asked to create jobs. He said, I can't do it unless I create inflation. So ignore inflation as transitory. Let me focus on jobs. He said, I'm going to ignore in fact, he said, I'm going to destroy half of my job in order to be able to deliver the other half. He did that. Now we have inflation. Now he's destroying our economy in order to fix his inflation problem that he created last year. I don't know how people are not calling for his head off of that position. That's weird. It's like you have a doctor that cannot fix your arm without breaking your leg, and then the next year they'll break your leg to fix your arm. What? That doesn't make sense. Anyway, so what he's doing now is, with his words, trying to stop hiring. Why? He's afraid of wage inflation. So he's talking up a storm. He cannot raise rates as much as he wants to. He will cause an insolvency situation. So we will have a balance sheet problem. If he raises rates as many times as he says he wants to, he will cause bankruptcies, and that will just completely create a crap storm for the White House that they do not want. So what he's doing is he's hoping his words will scare people out, and guess what? It's working. Go back and Google how many major companies have stopped hiring or cut down on their hiring. Last one was Ford, Apple 2 days ago, somebody else overnight, Google last week, I believe Amazon already, a whole bunch of companies. They're putting the brakes on hiring. So he is what? He cannot control supply. We have a shortage of everything. That's what creates inflation. Too few things of stuff we want, we end up outbidding each other. If you cannot find a truck at the dealership, you will pay up for it, right? You have to pay $100,000 for a used truck these days. What? Yeah, because there aren't many of them. So what he's doing, he is destroying demand to control inflation. He says, I cannot control supply. I cannot make trucks out of thin air, cannot make chips out of thin air. So what I will do is I will cause unemployment in order to destroy demand. If you get fired, or if you sense you're going to get fired, what do? The spending goes like this. So that's what he's doing. He's trying to control inflation by destroying demand. So that's the lay of the land. So don't focus on the CPI. Focus on his words about wage inflation. So next Wednesday, he's going to talk and tell us his rate hike, whatever, 50 bips, 75, a point, whatever it is. The market's going to go, wee. And then during the question and answer session, he's going to say something about wage inflation. If he says something like, oh, I see good things happening in wage inflation, Steve Leisman on CNBC is going to come out and say, highlight it. Hey, this is a change in behavior right there. And then the market might have a relief rally. Relief rallies are strong and they usually fade, but it might be enough to get us out into the open air above these bad scenarios that we have. So my goal is I want to be long, after he's off the air. We will have a breather, a relief rally that, hey, this guy is off the air for another month. Let's go through our business. So this is the long story of my mindset. So how can I trade this mess? What I do is actively, tactically trading. From vacation on Monday, the market was up 1%, correct? I'm going to show you what I sent out. I send out a note every day on how to trade the day, what to expect, what to do, what not to do. I hope I left the lines. Oh, perfect. Okay, so Monday morning. This is Monday morning, the 18th. The market opened, Friday was big, right? And Monday opened up continuation. So my note to my people was, this is a continuation rally. We're up 1%. And we were here. I said in my note, I expect a dip. I'm looking to buy the dip. Look at the chart I'm including in this write-up. And I said, everything purple is for today. It was this. I drew this before it happened. I said resistance and support. And I put this arrow. I said, I will buy that dip. And I pointed to the arrow. All these are before this stuff happened. And look at how price happened. We opened and then we fell off a cliff. And then we bounced exactly where I said I would buy that dip, followed my purple lines, and filled the target. So that was my Monday note from vacation. So somebody that bought the dip where I had an arrow,
right,
made a ton of money. And then I suggested how I would do it. So tactical trades, easy SPX, SPY, upside trade setup that cost $2.65 when I shared it. It is now $5.50. So I've doubled my money.
And that's in the live chat room every single day.
That is in the write-up and the live chat room, which went on without me when I was on vacation. And the chat room also, I think I have it open here. Premium, there it is. Somewhere in here, I have that chart you're looking at. 720, no, 718, did I say? Okay, so 718. That's the room. Somewhere in here is the chart.
Yeah, we have a couple of questions here on the YouTube side, Nick.
There it is.
So
see?
Yeah, post it in the chat room. Post it in the chat room.
Yep.
SJP from YouTube says, you will play PLTR for us, Palantir, I think.
Yep.
And then Mundo has another question whenever we're done with that one about some UAL puts.
Got you.
Some stuff on that. But whenever we're done with SJP,
yeah,
we'll do Mundo.
Yep, got you. So let me finish my thought. So this was my chart on Monday morning before the market opened. You can see I clearly put everything there before it happened. And then this is what actually happened. Look at it. It's eerie, right? I'm not a seer. I just know lines, and I wrote it for a strategic market. This morning, the rally continues, but I expect a small dip. I'm reading off my note from Monday. I will be looking to buy that dip if it comes. There it is. It's all here. Every chart is here. Okay, so we don't wing things. We are tactical. I love these questions, Rodrigo. I love them because they fit exactly with my message. So I said I'm tactical, but earlier I said I also am finding good bargains for the long term, and I'll share a few with you. Square, for example, at the lows was a bargain. This is a company that grew 10 times, profitable, great management. PayPal similar, but I have question marks on PayPal. So I said choose one or two. I chose Square, and I shared it along. The SPX, I shared it. SPY, I shared it, and they paid. Regardless of what the heck the market did, who cares? We placed the bets tactically, we made money. So Palantir, and Palantir is a company that, if you don't know what it is, it's an artificial intelligence company. I'm long, disclosure, from $8. I'm going to go to one day. So I'm long at $8. What happened was, this is a Kathy stock. Not that I ever look at her stuff. In fact, she just decided to call it quits. Yesterday in the live room, I said she's going to have to change her method. She cannot be that transparent. They target her when she's that transparent. This morning, I read something about transparency. They're going to change the way they're doing things. They're not going to be so transparent. But I said that yesterday. I have 300 witnesses. So this is a stock that is growing, I'm going to say between 32 and 35, 36% a year. Excellent management. It's been around for a while. So people complain about, why is it still losing money? Who cares? It grows 35%. Amazon did this for 15 years, maybe 12 years. Everybody complained about profitability. And then when it fell apart, the biggest complaint was, oh, they're selling fewer things to the government. Who cares? So this is a store that sells apples and oranges, and it used to make, let's say, 1.3 billion a year. Well, now it's 1.6 billion a year, and it's selling more apples than oranges. Does it matter that it's selling more apples than oranges? It doesn't matter. As long as they're growing the private sector to absorb the losses from the government, who cares? And then the biggest complaint was that was when I said, that's it, I'm going long, is when the complaint from an expert analyst downgrading it because the executives are getting paid too much. Again, who cares? These are high-powered people that have been around forever, so they want to get paid as much as they want to. Who cares? So I went long and shared it. We bought August $8 calls for $1.15. I think they're almost $3 now, 2.7, something like that. And it rallied and it made a ton of money. And then I said, okay, I'm locking some profits. When it got to 265, I sold enough to pay for the whole thing. So I'm long for free. And then we had a dip. I think it was this one here. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to rebuy what I sold. So I basically traded an investment. And I said, this time I won't buy the same things. August 8th, I would buy September 9. And it was about $1.20 or $1.15. And those are now winners as well. So long Palantir for the long term. If you force me, I would own the shares for a super long term. Yeah, technically, you might be facing a little bit of selling just above here into 11, but I think it's still worth the long. What's up?
So I'm trying to post the questions on the Zoom, but I mean, if you open the YouTube link somewhere, you can read the questions there too.
Okay, I can open the chat here. Okay, so are they all in the chat here in Zoom?
No, those are questions from YouTube that I posted there on the Zoom. So
I see. I got you. Okay. UAL, Palantir, we got that. UAL is next. Oddly enough, I sent a UAL trade yesterday. Maybe it's somebody from my group. That's very odd. Anyway, so those are all tickers we're talking about. Okay, so this was Palantir. Long-term long, no doubt. Short-term, the bulls need to prove that they can snap out of these selling rallies. See that, how they sell rallies? So be very realistic with that. UAL. UAL, I flew yesterday home on United. I don't know how they're in business. They are horrible, horrific. I said short the stock, but I went long. I bought the dip by selling a put spread where I would not buy calls. I would not buy shares. I would sell risk down here. So I took a risk that UAL will find buyers before it hits my level, before my time expires. So if you want to do yourselves a favor, study the company fundamentally if you're looking to invest in it for the long term. I think if it's rallying, the markets are rallying too. I would rather risk my money on SPY calls if you're looking to buy calls in this thing. The company is in shambles. The counters are empty. You look down the airport, even in Mexico, I went to Cancun. On the way back, you look at the counters, busy, 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 busy. And I said, which one is UAL? They point me that way. No one there. I was like, front of the line. How is that possible? Same here in the US side. Empty counters. The people are not very helpful. They're not empowered to make decisions. They had to go to the internet to see the answer that we were trying to argue on the way out. On the way back, I wanted to upgrade. She had to dial her cell phone, wait on hold, hand me the cell phone in order to get me to pay the upgrade on a credit card over the phone. Like, how is this company in business? Weird, very weird. So I wouldn't bet up. I bet that it won't crash. So I will make money if it won't crash from here. After the drop, I went long by selling credit below. So I'm saying it will find buyers enough to not crash through my position. And if it does, I have a finite amount of money I can lose. So that's the way I would go long UAL. Hopefully that answers your question. Next ticker I see that you pasted is UUP, which is the US dollar ETF. First caveat on this guy, choppy, look at it. If you're doing options, let me see, do I have a trading? Yes. So if I go to UUP, this is a trading practice account from E-Trade. I'm not recommending E-Trade. So if I go to UUP and I want to make a trade, don't mess with anything cheap. Just at the money or in the money calls or puts, no spreads. If you know what that means. If you wanted to bet up, just buy a call at or in the money. If you want to bet down, buy a put at or in the money. I'm short the dollar, which goes against everything that everybody believes. Because Powell being so aggressively cutting rates and such, raising rates and such, makes our dollar too stronger compared to other parts of the world that central banks are still loose. So I'm betting the dollar will fall to 28 or lower. So far, I'm losing. So I think I paid 40 cents or 44 cents for the puts. I think they're now down 50%. But it was a small enough bet, and I disclosed it, that I was fighting the tape, fighting the Fed, fighting public opinion, but I'm in it all in or all out. I've written off the 44 cents because it's going to play out or not. That's how it is. It's a binary bet. We'll see. This will move big time next week. Which way, I don't know. I'm not adding to my risk, and it's a high risk scenario where I'm swimming up creek. And I knew that against the current. Okay, so that's the UUP. Do I use open interest and volume to choose tickers? If so, how? I definitely use open interest every day and volume every day. So in case you guys didn't know, let's do a little class on options. So this is, hopefully you can see this. I'll zoom in a little bit. This should be big enough. Let me know if you can't. Who is this? UUP. Okay, we'll use UUP. Why not? So this is August. So if you don't know options, they are contracts. And just like every contract in the world that you enter into has terms, right? Stipulations, things that you agree upon inside the contract. The first thing in options is time. Look at that. We can have options for this week, so 1 day, next week, 8 days, a week thereafter, a week after that. This one is the middle of August. We can have out to 2024. So 2 years out, 1 year out, that's January of next year. This is January of 2 years from now. So first stipulation is time. I'm choosing to show you 29 days out for no particular reason. So somebody's asking, do I use open interest and volume? Yes. And let me explain the difference. First of all, options come in two flavors. We have calls. Everything on this side of the page, you see it separated. All of these are call contracts. All of these are put contracts. Don't worry about what they say or do. They come in two flavors, chocolate and vanilla. So, and the second stipulation is price. What price do I want to buy or sell a contract? So just like every contract, there's always a buyer and a seller of everything. And I don't need to own shares in order to buy or sell anything on this page. That said, open interest shows what positions there are at the beginning of the day. So when the morning opened, these numbers were just as they are. Same with open interest on the put side. These numbers were there. These are actual positions already there from the open. So when we woke up, there were 4,000 calls. There was 845 calls. There were 2,800 calls at $29. These were at 28.5. These are 28. What does that mean? It means yesterday, up until yesterday, there was enough transactions to where we ended up with 4,000 contracts open. So that's money right there. If you look on the other side, this is call money. On the other side, there's put money. So there were 6,200 put contracts at 28. So now we have 6,200 put contracts. We have 4,000 call contracts on the same level. But that's what that was there when the market opened. That's called open interest. It's a static number. It does not change throughout the day. It does not go up or down. This volume number, we have another one over here. That's what happened today. So somewhere in the middle of the day, enough transactions happened to where we had 1,000 or 1,100 transact. We don't know if they're going to increase that number or reduce it. On this side, we had 683. So this number starts 0 in the morning and starts going up. And then tomorrow, we will update this based on what happened here. We can't do the math. We don't have enough information. We can kind of guess, but we can't. So tomorrow, this will open at zeros. This will update with the end result of what happened here, washed against there. How does that work out that way? Well, some of these transactions might be closing of existing ones between two people that had already transacted. So if basically John and Jane bought calls and then John sold the call to Bob, it's not the same as another person open a new call. So it's not as clear cut as that. So the open interest shows me how many positions are there. So clearly the market cares about 28 a lot. 4,000, 6,200. So that's 10,000 contracts right there. That is the heaviest point of contract. So it tends to be a magnet of sorts. So yes, I do use open interest, and it makes me a lot of money, and it makes the team a lot of money, because that's what I use every day on the SPY. The SPY is the ETF for the SPY. We trade it actively every day, and it's a money maker for us. Why? Because we study like tomorrow. These numbers, gold information, absolutely gold information tomorrow. We can trade the market so profitably just from that information. So if you don't know open interest and volume, you should study them or join us. Okay, so so Caleb is worried about Kathy and her liking or not liking PLTR. Why on earth are you looking at Kathy? If you love her so much and you think she's a genius, why don't you invest in ARK and forget about each stock she has? If you think that she's so great, just invest in ARK-K and you're done. Just give her the money and say, do that for me, please. I wouldn't do that, but you might want to. Just use your own brains, use your own charts, ask help with charts, and make your own decision. Today, I answered at least 50 questions about, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? What do you think about this? My first question is, when somebody says, what do you think about, God, I'm drawing a blank now, which stock? OCGN, somebody asked me. So I said, what's your time frame? My first question. What are you looking to do? trade intraday over a week, 2 weeks. Oh, IBM. Somebody said, what do you think of IBM? I said, what are you looking to do and for what period of time? They said, I'm looking to sell an iron condor and for the next 2 weeks. I said, all right, let's do that. And hopefully I did save the information. I did. Oh, yes. Okay. So this is actually the visual I shared with them. 2 weeks out, I said I would go to August 5th. Iron Condor. This is basically says, I bet you IBM will ping pong inside this range for the next couple of weeks. And if it does, I make 25% out of thin air. In order to open the trade, I collect money. No money leaves my account. But as soon as I collect money, I open risk as well. So my answer was, first, what are you looking to do? He said, I'm looking to do an iron condor. He said, I'm looking to catch the falling knife. I said, I don't mind that. I can't stand the company, but I don't mind that. I think they're underachievers. And he said, well, I'm actually looking to do an iron condor. I was like, okay, I can do that as well. So then I shared what I showed you. So this was an actionable trade that came out of a conversation with somebody today. I forget what his name was. Anyway, so he has a trade now. If it was me, I would start with this one on a bad day. I think it was bad. Yes, it was down $1.60. So I would have started with the bullish side because it's hot. And then after a bounce, I would add this one, but it's a viable trade as it is. Each side has an 85 to 88% odds of success individually. Each side will deliver between 10 and 12% yield on the risk that it presents. Overall, the risk is moderate. Within 3 weeks, you can make 25%. What do you need to win? You need IBM to stay between 133 and 119. So if I were to put a visual, I don't know why I didn't do that. 133, maybe I did, 119. I need IBM to stay inside this box for the next 2 weeks, and I win. How do I win? I already collected the money. Money stays in my account. Okay, so that's IBM. Because I was trying to tell you not to listen to Kathy. Do your own thing. Oh my gosh, you're going into CNBC. My PSA for the day, turn that junk off. I promise you, they're not in it to make you money. I promise you that. The model of CNBC, they're not evil. That's how they make money. They want you to watch at all costs and go, right? So what do? They create situations out of nothing. Let me ask you this. If there was nothing going on in the business market, would anybody watch CNBC? Nobody would watch CNBC. Instead, they make up things that are not there. Oh, the all-important Fed minutes. How is it important? They already told us what they want to do. We already asked them questions about it, and they had 40 speeches in the last 3 weeks. And then when they release the minutes, everybody's glued. What is it going to say? What they said 3 weeks ago? That's what it's going to say. And then the ball's on them to say what we learned today from the minutes. You didn't learn anything except what they put on their sandwiches. That's it. It's crazy. So don't listen to CNBC. There's my rant for the day. Drink, Nick. Okay, where's the next question?
All right, let's get here. The next question here. I'm glad we got the first rant out of the day. There's probably some more to come. Maybe we can talk a little bit about energy there. See how we feel about.
Hey, you can have this all day. By the way, I do spend all day with my people. 300 people in the room. I promise you, I'm plastered to this stinking chair all day.
Well, yeah.
In fact, I'm getting rid of this chair. I ordered one on Amazon yesterday. It comes, I think they said delivery is tomorrow. Bad move. Gamer's chair, bad move. It was great for a month. Bad move.
Nick, let me ask you really quick here, man. What do you think about Bitcoin right now?
Oh, I already talked about Bitcoin. I'm long from Bitcoin. I use my phone. I love trading Bitcoin or coins. I didn't buy Bitcoin. I bought Ethereum and Solana. So I'm here to tell you that I had that discussion. every time I talk about crypto with my family, they shut down. Some of my friends, they seem interested and they start nodding and you see them glaze over. They all have the same complaint because they're all fed by the same mentality of it's fake and it's not fake. By the way, sorry, I have a hard stop at, what time did we start? 1:30? 4:30? 5:30? 5:45. 5:45.
Yeah, really quick here though, before we do get into that, Nick, I'm getting a lot of emails and questions here about your live trading room. Let me just get these questions out of the way. We can get here back with the session here, all right?
That's fine.
All right, so these are questions from you guys, the viewers. So shout out to you guys for sending this. All right, so does Nick Shaheen go over the member trade ideas throughout the day? Yes, he does. That's part of the the regular course of conversation and everything. Are the sessions on Sundays recorded? Yes, they are recorded. There are Sundays 10 to 1 Eastern, 10 a.m. to 1 Eastern. Then does everybody that joined get a free laptop? Yes, absolutely. You will get a free laptop if you join before midnight, though. Keep in mind, what is the chat room schedule? That's Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 p.m. And then Sundays 10 to 1. Again, this is live with Nick. That you're going to be there in a live room, just like we are right now, talking about stocks and things like that. That's how you're going to be there with Nick. Good question there, Phil. Then Joanna, next question, is there a money back guarantee? Yes, there's a 7-day money back guarantee. And the price at renewal is going to be the same as today, which is like 75% off. And this is just till midnight. And someone else is asking if this is just trading with Nick, or if this is education. And I guess I'll let you take that, Nick.
Okay, I am not a trade alert service, although I share my trades. If you're in it for a trade alert, I think you're missing the best part of this. Here's the statement that I'm going to say emphatically, and today I may touch up on somebody else in there. So I guarantee you will be a better trader in my group. Maybe because of me, maybe because of the group. I guarantee it. I promise you. I cannot tell you how many testimonials I have. I have 300 people that share their day with me all day, every day. That doesn't happen by coincidence. I have thousands more reading my write-ups, and they're not here in the live room because they cannot. They have jobs, but they still trade. Somebody reached out to me, say, hey, in the last month, I didn't get enough trades like you usually send. I said, 2 weeks I was on vacation. So first day back, I'll get back into the swing of things. So I do provide the trade alerts, my setups, but I think you will be a much better trader. I give you every Sunday 2.5 hours, and I do the homework on Saturday, and I tabulate it into a, I'll bring a spreadsheet in a second while I'm talking to you. I provide a spreadsheet that has links with all of the tickers that you ask for it. So on Friday, I send out a form. Tell me what tickers you would like to discuss on Sunday. And when they do, I end up with a list between 140, and the last Sunday before vacation, it was 178 tickers. I'm trying to find it. So that's a lot of tickers. So I do the homework the night before. So that would be Saturday. I kid you not, it's 4 hours. It's 4 hours because it is very time consuming to type up the sheet and make it available for everybody to click on. And then on Sunday, I go through it live, and we record it for people that cannot make it. And I break it down by like in 3 segments alphabetically. So it'd be easy for you to look through it. And for the life of me, I cannot find the last one. What? Anyway, so Sunday 320, that's way too far back. Weird.
Right. And there's a couple of questions here. Let's see. MD from the YouTube chat. What about some options for natural gas and oil, Nick?
Okay, oil. Love it.
Yep.
Okay. This is one example of 7.3. I finally found it. This is what the spreadsheet looks like. Oh, that's the one, 7.3. So 179 tickers. How long does it take you to type up all this? I type it up. Look, video, start of video 2. All these are clickable links. So if somebody, this is all done for you with trade setups and trade actions. So this happens every week, not when I'm on vacation, but every week. Okay, oil.
Yeah, MD was just asking about natural gas and oil. And before we do get into that, SJP asking, how does one benefit from the chat room if they have a full-time job? I guess that was one of the questions there that we missed there.
So the chat room, if I was a member of me, here's what I would do. First thing in the morning, I jump in here into the chat room. I'll go to Nick's important messages and I'll see what Nick said this morning. So every morning, I usually share a write-up with a whole bunch of levels and support and resistance for the SPY, QQQ, which is the NASDAQ, and the IWM, which is the small caps, the basket of 2,000 stocks. And then some people trade the futures. I have levels for the futures in the S&P futures and the NASDAQ futures. And then the earnings chart as to who's reporting earnings. And I usually have a blurb. What I would do, be careful shorting too tightly. That was my message today. What happened today, right? I would not load up on longs investment, but I can trade the charts tactically. So I would jump in here and read Nick's note in the morning. And then I said, I'm still holding that SPX, SPY call butterfly that's winning that I shared with them 2 days ago. And I'm still short the dollar and I'm losing, not a big trade. And I'm still looking to short oil pops. Somebody's talking about oil and I'll share that with you in a little bit. Tesla showed an earnings range. I will share more on that today. So during the day, I said to Tesla, everybody, how do I trade Tesla? I hate it. I love it. I hate it. I love it. Okay. So I never short Tesla. Period. End of story. I'm a happy guy for it. I go long big time when people hate it. That's it. The company is a monster financial company. It is not the old Tesla. It is better shape than GM and Ford with regards to producing cars and making better margins. So people make fun of it. It is a monster. You should look how much cash from operations it generates. $12 billion with $55 billion worth of sales. Ford has 135 billion of sales. So way more, right? And it barely makes more in cash from operations. That's how inefficient it is compared to what a Tesla does. Right. Okay. Having said that, if I'm a member of Nick, first things first, I go into the chat room, I get the information for the day. Then I wait to see a message during the day. Or if I'm thinking, you know what, I wonder what Nick thinks about, I want to go along. Hey, Nick, I want to go along this. What do you think?
Yeah, we got Jim Cruz here from the chat here, Inner Circle member. Shout out to Jim. Let's go.
Hey, Jim. So here, people popping in their information. I think Red has shared trade setups before. Questions, if you have questions, you come in here and you ask. This is somebody who's sharing their setups. And this is the butterfly that they're working on. So questions, somebody had a question for me today. I think Jack and somebody else, I can't remember the name. Zuby. Oh, there you go. So somebody's checking on somebody else's trade. Pretty cool. I also update during the day in the chat room. Let's say you cannot be in the live room. This is static. You can come in here. It's like Teams, Microsoft Teams, or Slack or Discord. This is built by Benzinga for us. So you have access to me 24/7 in here. You have access to me live 9 hours a day, live. I dare you to find somebody else that does that. Every day when their market's open, I'm here for you live. If you have a question, you pop in and say, I have 2 minutes, Nick, can you help me trade this? In fact, funny story. Today, somebody jumped in and they said, I have an iron condor from the SPY and it's deep underwater, meaning they're losing money on it. They shared the parameters. And then they told me where they got the trade, not from me, from somebody else. And I said, well, why didn't you stop out? They said they took out their stop loss. I would never do that. Anyway, maybe they have information I don't. Hopefully this drop overnight, maybe that saved them. So I said, well, you're at maximum loss now. Might as well roll it or wait another day and see maybe you have a miracle drop. But it would take a big drop for them to be bailed out. I kid you not. An hour or two later, somebody comes in, hey, Nick, I have a problem trade. It's in the SPY. It's an iron condor. I said, let me guess, you got it from so-and-so. They said, yes. I said exactly the same thing. And then a third person popped in. Yep, I had the same one, except she said, I did not take out my stop loss and I stopped out for a small loss. High five. So I think the person that stopped out in my room, her name was Annabelle. Annabelle was the smart one. So the other people didn't do anything wrong. They just listened to somebody who kind of, it was a tough luck. But what I'm saying is, I'm in there live to help them out all day, every day.
Right.
If they can't make it to the live room, I'm in there here 24/7. Whenever you want, you come in here, you tell me what your problem is. Period. End of story. What else do you need? I promise you, you will be a better trader. And if you're in the live room, you're going to learn some tricks from charts like you wouldn't believe how simple they are and how effective they are.
This is a good question here from Eric, from Eric Wilson on the YouTube chat. He says, I trade. He basically saying he only trades SPY. How could this help me?
I'll show you. I'll show you. So these are my lines on the SPY today. Tell me that these would not have helped. Okay, watch. Let's just take the last burst. The S&P did this, which I told them they would do. And then on the way up, I said, this is still available. And I drew this big arrow when the S&P is still here with not a lot of time left in the day. I said, if they take this out, do not leave your shorts unattended because they have a big burst. And if they take this out, I don't think these will stand in the way. That was my comment. And I said, this is available. And I drew this arrow beforehand. Look what happened. Look at where they closed. And so that would have gotten you a big win if you traded the up move, if you knew that this was going to be the upside target. On the downside, we also traded when it was here. I said, if it falls and it bounces, it's going to come down to here. Boom. Look at where it bounced. And then when it fell apart here, you can't see it, but I drew a box and I said support zone. Hold on, I'll bring it back to you. Right there. So when we did this, I said, we're going to lose steam. And then I drew this box and I said, short-term buy the dip zone. Look, buy the dip, boing, buy the dip twice, gone. So I lead you through the day where to not get out and not get in. So if you can avoid the mistakes, you can make money off of people who make the mistakes. We have good enough people. I have a couple people that are insanely strong with levels. One person kept saying the level on ES, the S&P futures, kept saying the same level over and over. He said, if they take this out, they're going to 4,000 today. Boom. Like clockwork. Somebody in the chat room goes, oh my God, Cypher, you were so right. So if you trade actively, I would be shocked if you don't love the room. I would just be completely floored. Join. And what do you have to risk? They give you your money back.
Right. And I want to give a quick shout out here. Terry, welcome to the Options Inner Circle chat room, our newest family member that just joined here. Let's go.
Cool. And yes, you can put stop losses on options. I don't do it because I'm watching. So I put the stop loss in the sense where I put an alert to myself, go close out. I don't trust the stop losses because I've traded through, like, I don't know, the flash crash, remember that?
Right.
If you had a stop loss, you would have been you've been screwed up.
Yeah. And the other shout out here for the other member, R.M. Hoffman. Welcome to the family here, Mr. Hoffman.
I love it. So here's what you do. You pop into the chat room, say, hey, I'm new. I'm too busy and tired to deal with you tonight. So I will come say, hey, but we will hook up in the morning. So what you would do is in the morning, you come into the chat room. By the way, I also have, if you're new and you join, I have a getting started page on the options. You log into Benzinga and go to options page. That's all me. And you go to getting started and that gets you here. And once it loads, and here I have videos. What are options? Put specifically. What are calls specifically? What is a spread? What is a credit spread? This is what you want. This is where the money is. This is where you make money off of people's mistakes. Breakdown of the table, how to book profits, when to book a loss, cash settled. What does that mean? You've heard that term, right? Cash settled. Love cash settled. This will make you a believer. Breakout versus swing trades. we keep adding to this. You tell me what video you want to see, we'll put in. Today, this week, I had a couple of lessons on the fly about call calendars and call diagonals and call spreads, like vertical spreads. It all comes out. Education is the focus. I don't care about making you specific trades as much as I care about teaching you how to find your own tools. I share my tools. I don't have a lot of tools. Everything you see on these charts, all these busy lines are hand drawn. There's very little out there that is not hand drawn. I have a harmonic tool, which there's no way for me to learn how to draw harmonics. It's those red and green things, and they make us a ton of money. So I'm not turning them off. So the spirit is to help you. You know how they say, teach a person, feed them, or teach them how to fish? I take it a step further. I want you to figure out what fishing pole works for you. Not everybody has the same set of skills. I know what I don't know, and I know what I'm not good at, and I know what I don't enjoy, and I don't do those. So I enjoy doing homework, finding where a stock is not going to go, and selling a put to somebody that believes it's going to go there. For example, I sold puts to people during the pandemic crash in AMD. I always use that as an example because it's eye-opening. Where's AMD? AMD right now, it is $91, right? It went up to $160. So during the pandemic, wherever that was, here? Okay. During the pandemic, I sold puts at $20. You see my cursor? Somebody begged me to buy their shares at $20. They paid me $2,200 to do so. Sure, here, sold to you. I never needed to buy their shares because it never went there, but they panicked and I sold them the panic insurance. Love that. So it's easier to find out where stock is not going and take risk there rather than saying, oh, I think it's going there. I think it's going there. I think it's chasing. Yeah, check it out. Is this a good time to buy calls? No, it is not. Rally sold, rally sold, rally sold, rally sold. If you see it happening over and over and over, you assume it's going to happen again to protect yourself. For now, the evidence is no evidence of a change in behavior. Therefore, you assume whatever is going on continues to go on. All right, so I didn't get to finish, Rodrigo, that I need to dead stop at quarter till. So we have 20 minutes or so.
Right. So
what's the next one? I don't see anything else.
Let's let me pull it up here.
I do have question and answers. Is that the same?
No. Oh, damn. Hold up. So Eric Wilson is asking if you have a trial. Look, there's a lot of questions here, so we're gonna have to just blaze through these questions. Eric Wilson, do you have a trial? Yes, there's a 7-day money back guarantee. Now there's a bunch of questions here in the Q&A. Guys, you should have put those questions in the chat. If you cannot, I don't know if the chat is blocked. Let me just read this really quick.
It's okay. I'm answering in there.
You see them there?
Yeah.
Okay, so Anil, there's a couple here about the chat room. Let me take care of those really quickly. Anil, how is the Inner Circle chat room different from Pro? It's totally different, but give me a call and I will work something out for you. So Gurtma, is the Inner Circle live or just chat? Or does Nick talk also? It's literally as it is right now. So he is live there the whole day.
Let me make the distinction, Darta Ganen, DMAX. Let me make the distinction. The chat room is static. There's no audio there, but you click over to the live room. I'm here like you're seeing me now. No camera because I'm streaming to 300 people. So, but audio and my screen are in your face.
Right. Okay. Williamson, how much without the laptop? It's the same. It wouldn't change. It's complimentary. Eric, how can I join your group? You have to join clicking the link that we're putting in the chat here in the Zoom chat. You just click there. You don't have, this is the only thing that you need. Okay. And all right. I think those are all the ones about the chat room. But again, we're going to put the link to join in the chat room on both YouTube and Zoom. Even though Nick has to leave, I'm going to stay here showing you a couple of videos from the chat room. And yes, the deal expires at midnight, Mr. James.
Okay, so somebody's saying, Jake is saying the volume info is gold. How exactly is that used? I'll set you on the right path there. So if you've taken an options class, I bet you've heard, volume is not king, volume is important information. I bet you've heard the statement, most options expire worthless, correct? So if that's the case, I'm going to take them on their word. Then you can make the assumption on expiration day that price wants to go where it can screw everybody. How many people can I screw today? Where can I put the SPX or SPY to ruin everybody's day? So if you can put a line where all the puts, most of the puts and most of the calls expire for zero, that's where price is going to go at the close. That's how you use that information. It's not easy. I have a live spreadsheet, and you should have seen it this week. It was amazing. I would paste the picture of my own calculation in a chart saying this is current price, upside pressure, downside pressure. Market rallied 2 days ago. Yesterday, I said there's downside pressure. So when it rallied, it shows the downside pressure, and then the market dropped, pressure is gone, and then market dropped furthermore, now upside pressure, and then market rally. I kept pasting the picture over and over. It was incredible. It was an excellent lesson, live lesson to answer Jake's question, live with visuals. Right now I'm saying it to you, but if you were in there, you would have seen it, and I'm sure I'll do it again next time. When? Tomorrow. When again? Monday. When again? Wednesday. Why? Because the SPY expires every 3 days. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The SPX expires every day, but the SPX doesn't have good data. The SPY, much more liquid. It has good data. Let me show you the example.
Really quick here. Big shout out to Carly, newest member here of the Options Inner Circle chat room. Let's go.
Hey, Carly. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so this is the SPY. Look at how many contracts. 160,000, 140, 98, 150, 140, right? I switched to SPX. 4,000, 3,000, 4,000, 18,000, 20,000. Not as liquid. So it doesn't give good clues. The SPY gives better clues. There's more money on the line. We use all kinds of tools to get that done. I have trading ticks over here. Eventually, I'm going to make access to trading tick bots so that all the information, I pay $200 a month for the server, and I will make it available to you. So, but I haven't done that yet.
Hey, by the way, I do want everybody to know, this really started as an options chat room, but now we have people here people that don't even trade options, that are just learning options. We have people that are trading crypto because Nick is, into the crypto stuff, and people that are just trading stocks and they just want to get the options info and the technicals from Nick. So it doesn't have, it can be anything that you want it to be honest.
So somebody's underwater, you almost have no recourse except wait. So luckily they own shares. I would not sell covered call because it's too late. So covered calls is a way to, if I own shares, if I owned calls in the stock, I can sell risk against that and collect money while I wait. But in this case, his or her, I forget who it was, their entry price is up here. So they cannot sell calls down here, because then if this spikes, they force them to sell at a loss. So if I was them, I would just sit in it. Sit in it as long as you still like it. So this is a person who is needing help, and they reached out, and I'm answering them right here on the fly with you. This could be you. Hopefully it's not. So this company is misunderstood. It has a good business. It's growing pretty fast. It's a cafe stock, so it's trading like death. I call them the small craps because look, it's growing fast. This P&L is wrong. This P&L is wrong. In fact, I can prove it to you. Check it out. 1 second. This is SoFi from Yahoo Finance. Look at the P&L. Total revenue. Look, 270, 440, 565, almost $1 billion, 1.2 billion. They're clearly headed in the right direction. You go here, what happened to 2020? There's no sales. So wrong. I have a feeling people are making decisions on bad information. This company's model is phenomenal. I used to own a business that was like this. It was a cash cow. I cannot tell you how easy it is to make money in this business. So that is a good long-term investment. I like the company long-term. If I'm long stuck at 11, I'll stick with it. That's personal preference. I would have doubled down at the bottom, but I tell people not to double down. So you shouldn't ever average down. You should average in. Speaking of crypto, I averaged in. I knew it was going to fall. I said, I will buy here, I will buy here, and I will double down there. And that's what I did. And now I'm green in crypto because of averaging in. I didn't take the whole position at once. I took little bite, big bite, but that was by design.
And a quick question there, ZH, laptop deal still available? Yes, CH, just make sure you click the link, sign up. If you have questions, just email.
And if you don't need the laptop, just donate it to somebody who actually can use it.
Yeah, the Red Cross, or there's a lot of people, a lot of kids that need a laptop. So William, you can be a savior, really.
Yeah, William, you're already going on the wrong track. Well, how many recommendations a day do I average? First of all, the fact that you're asking for more than one recommendation per day, whew, wow. I'm talking all day. So if you're a fast trader, you can trade 30 times a day if you want to. But if you're in it for the trade recommendations, I don't know if I want you in there. I do share my trades, but it's the education. I want you to learn how to do this so that if I say it, you immediately can know what it is and do it on your own. And then eventually you will start finding your own and you will start contributing. I can't tell you how many people in the room say, I just shorted this, I just went long this, and they share their own trades. So now they look for each other's trades. They see, okay, Ryan wins all the time on buying puts. I'm going to chase Ryan's puts. And he does. He says, I'm buying puts and so, I'm buying them out in October or August. People chased him into it. I think he did it with XLF. I'm pretty sure he made money. Yep. He's been short the XLF from up here. So I'm sure he made money for them on that one. So
the thing we have to let everybody know, Nick, is that there's 2 chat rooms that you have, right?
No, I share my setups. I try to share one a day, one setup that is not dependent on you being fast. Like if you read a note per day, you can do that setup and it has like 2 to 3 weeks lifespan on it at least. I try to share one a day. In the live room, I don't know how many I share. I mean, there are opportunities every minute. So how active are you? I only do 1 trade a day. It makes me 25%. I sell an iron condor a day and I walk away from it. I come to the end of the day. I won. Thank you very much. Every once in a while, you get drama. You have to close out. 2 days ago, I got on the plane. I lost money because I got locked out of Wi-Fi. I lost by $6. I made it up yesterday and today. So it happens. All right. 7 more minutes. What else you got? We can do a ticker. Let me know.
So let's do a final again, guys. We're gonna do a final ticker here, and it's gonna be for who is gonna get the last ticker here. Let's see. We have Randy Hui with NVIDIA.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, NVIDIA. What are you, related to Pelosi? Okay, so I couldn't get enough of it today. Everybody, oh, Pelosi's husband. I was like, who cares? Who cares? NVIDIA, first of all, excellent company, excellent financials, little expensive compared to its competitor, AMD. I want to give you a sobering thought. Intel is bigger than both of them combined twice over. Intel is the big beast in this industry. Don't forget about Intel. It is dirt cheap. NVIDIA, super expensive. AMD, pretty cheap compared to NVIDIA. I don't like AMD's technology. I just showed you a laptop and my new machine I'm on right now. They're both AMD. I regret doing it. I've been Intel my entire life. I jumped on the highest Ryzen in laptop and desktop, and I hate both of them. So caveat. So NVIDIA stock is not a buy up here, at least not with conviction. It is going, it just closed the gap. It just rallied whatever this is, 10%, 30%. And it's going into a prior fail. That one candle right there represents that one candle right there. This is not an obvious entry point. This is the best way of saying it. It could rally from here. It doesn't change the fact that it's not an easy long here. If you force me to be long NVIDIA, I would sell a put spread in it or sell puts to own shares. I wouldn't buy calls. And if I do, I would buy a little bit small, maybe a call spread. So good company, I would buy the dip. If it falls into 160 again for whatever reason, I will be buying the dip. Now everybody loves chips. Plus, I'm long the SPY. Why would I want to add NVIDIA? I've already doubled my money in the SPX in 2 days. I do not need to add NVIDIA to my portfolio.
Only doubled your money. We have a new family member here, Nick. JFA 2677. Welcome to the family, brother. Let's go.
I want good people. There's not one jerk in my group. Please. So we don't discuss politics. Today, a couple people gave me a hard time. They were picking on me. They know I'm fiery and I get excited. And then I have a couple of people that pull me back. Hey, settle down. So it's a good dynamic environment. We have difference of opinion in there, and that's allowed. We don't discuss religion. We don't discuss politics and everything. We crack jokes to a degree, and everything else flows very, very well. And it's a good community. I invite you to try it out. It's free. I know it costs money to, if you think about it, the amount of money you're paying, I would charge that much a month if it was up to me. That's how much effort I'm putting into it. I swear to you, I'm in this chair 9 hours a day. I'm on the West Coast. I get up at 3:25. I can't remember. Hold on. 3:29. That's my wake up call. So to write the morning and share it and be ready to be talking at 6:15 my time, 15 minutes before the market opens. And then it's nonstop coverage of the market action, answering hundreds of questions live with the microphone on and my shared screens. I have, I think, 6 windows open at the same time.
Right. And really quick, I want everybody to know that anybody on the YouTube side or the Zoom that signs up live while we've been here or while we're here, and I'm still going to show you some videos from Nick, is going to have a special prize, 2 bonus items here from Rodrigo as a courtesy. And
that's new.
So just make sure that you sign up live, please, because you're going to do yourself a favor. 7-day money back guarantee. Nick, I know you're tied with time. You're Mr. Busy. So any closing remarks here on your end on the markets, why the folks should join the chat room before I go ahead and start showing them a little bit about the structure? Yeah.
So I invite you to add to your toolbox, learn a new skill, simplify what you have on your chart. Use more of your brains rather than listening to other people, and don't take a trade, please. This is where the biggest mistakes happen. Don't take a trade without a specific reason, and I mean like a real reason. I thought it was going to go up. That is not a good reason. A specific reason. I thought it was going to go up because of A, B, C things. Then when that reason goes away, to exit. So when you take the trade, have a specific reason. If not, don't take it. Don't take it. And when you take it, set an exit strategy. If I lose X, I'm out. If it gets to here, I'm out. If I make 20%, I'm out. Have a thought process. Have an exit plan. Those of you who joined, I love it. Let's hit the ground running tomorrow. In the morning note, I will have a link to the live room. For some reason today it wasn't there, but I'll make sure it's there tomorrow.
Really
join me
here
in the live room if you can. If not, introduce yourself in the chat room. Say, hey, I'm new. What do I do? That's all you need to do. Either me or somebody else will jump in and say, hey, here's what you do. So glad you could join. If you're thinking about joining, I encourage you. I promise you that you will be a better trader. And if you don't like it within the first week, I think they give you your money back. So you got nothing to lose. I'm sorry I have to bail on you, Rodrigo. I totally appreciate your support, man. Your team is awesome.
Yeah, and I was just going over here the Snapchat thing. Somebody's talking about their Snapchat YOLO and
Yes.
working out. So then this guy's like, Red is like, yes, this group always prints. So I'm just showing, I just opened it. This is like the group chat where everybody's talking. So yeah, this is fun.
Yeah, the group chat is awesome. So they must have bought puts, I guess.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I'm out. I appreciate it, Rodrigo. Thank you.
All right, Nick Shaheen, lead trader at the Options Inner Circle chat room. Let's go. And you know where you can find him. It's not over, right? Nick Shaheen is always there in the chat room. I know this, this was a fun time and everything, but Nick does this all day, so he's a little bit tired. I understand that, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you some stuff, some of the videos here from Nick. Let's go ahead and just see this really quick, see what we have there. And this is the live room. Let me pull it up. So this is how the room would typically, well, it wouldn't look this way because Nick is not there. But whenever Nick is there, you're going to see Nick sharing his screen and basically going over answering every question that you have, right? So let's say if you're here, there's a chat room on the left side here. So, right. So you can talk here with Nick, and people do polls here all the time, all the time. So you can do polls and run them with our chat members, with our Options Inner Circle chat members here. And you can talk with Nick directly. As you can see, right? You can send him a direct message. You can talk with the rest of the folks. This is the active room. This is where everybody is actively trading, right? Or if you just want to pop in there to ask Nick a question. If you want to ask Nick like, hey, what do you think about this and that, something really quick, this is your spot to do it. Also, if you are live trading and you want him to look at the screens live and break him down for you, that's where I think you should come into this chat room. And now this other chat room, let me show you. The blue one, right? It's like the main one. This is how it looks, but then you can also open it here on a separate window, right? On a new window, looks like this. And this is where you have two channels. One of the channels is Inner Circle Chat, where everybody's posting, including Nick. It's conversation, meaning that you are talking, you're asking questions like, hey, Nick, I have a question about this trade, or hey, this is something that I think could help me do some sort of trade. Like, how can I learn about this or that, right? The Inner Circle Chat is for everybody. And Nick is there as well, right? So it's like a two-way street, three-way street. You, the members, and with Nick and all that, right? Then you have Nick's important messages. In Nick's important messages, you're going to see him posting something early in the morning. So that's going to be an early morning post. Sorry, Mike, I clicked something there. All right, Nick's important messages. So you're going to see this post every day, and you're going to see a link there as well to join the live session. All of the indexes charted out. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. I'm clicking something there, but basically that's Nick's important messages, right? You have these two chat rooms. You can put sound alerts on them as well. So you can use these two. A lot of people are just there hanging out the whole day. This is where Nick is sharing his screen, the other spot. What I'm showing you right now, this a little bit darker chat room, is where he's going to be sharing his screen and answering your questions, right? So he can answer them vocally, right? Meaning you have a question, you put it in text, he can answer you, and like, okay, I see your question, let me answer you in this, let me show you this chart, let me explain to you this. So it's a little bit more, I mean, it's as close as you could do for a one-on-one, if you ask me, and you're there Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. So, I mean, you can't really ask for more time from somebody. It's you're asking for the whole day, 9 to 5 and Sundays. So that's, a lot. Can you do your trades on Robinhood? Randy, yes, you can do these trades on Robinhood. You can do these trades on any brokerage. Any brokerage that lets you do options will let you make these trades, Robbie. Randy, I'm sorry. Mr. Randy. DK, is that through Benz? No, DK, this is separate. This is not, this has nothing to do with that. But if it's something you have, I think I've already seen you here, DK. I think you're already, I don't know if you're part of the chat. I think you are part of one of the chat rooms, I think. But I've definitely seen your handle here. But it would depend. You know, so if you're already a member, if anybody here wants to join Nick and is already a member, my best suggestion is that you just send me an email, because your situation is going to be different from somebody else. You know, like if you already have a certain package here, or if you don't have a certain package here, you know, I always, you know, if you're like an existing member, I always try to give, you know, like additional courtesy per se, right? So I would say if you're a member, DK, send me an email, talk to me. We'll figure something out here that works for you, right? Um, we have a bunch of questions here on Zoom. Lana, as far as I know, there's no app. How will I get notified? So it's web based. So meaning you can open it from your phone. You can open it from your phone. You just go to your browser, your Chrome, whatever you're using, and you do have your sound alerts. However, keep in mind, if you are in the live trading room like this one, the darker one, you're pretty much live trading, right? That's for the most part, or you're asking Nick something like right away, you know. Um, if you are in the blue chat room, it's the trades that Nick will post here. These are not day trades. You know, Nick is posting trades that maybe have 2, 3, 4, 5 months out in expiration, and you're just collecting premium. A lot of people that do these trades are either, you know, they have a full-time job, they're busy, they run different companies, they just have a busy life, and they cannot be day trading. They still want their money to work for them. So they do these types of trades, high probability of success kind of trades. This is what Nick loves doing, right? High probabilities of success. In other words, consistency, right? That's what Nick will give you. So the other thing, so Lana, that's for you. Let's see what other questions we have. Yeah, definitely. It's definitely better to have those kind of setups, Jake. Saravanti, yes, this is for 1 year. So it's for 1 year and it's until midnight. So it's gonna go back up to I think it's like 1800, 1900, literally tomorrow. JS Pro Inner Circle chat different from the send me a quick email there, JS. But yeah, they are different. They are absolutely different. Um, just make sure that if you are a member of anything here, right? It could be pro, could be another chat room, whatever it is. If you want to join Nick's group, I'll do my best to help you. I'll do my best to give you additional courtesy. If you're an existing member, obviously I'll try to work something out for you. And even if you're new, if you this is the first time you've heard about Benzinga, if it's the first time you're hearing about Nick's chat room, I will do my best to help you with the stuff. Because I mean, it was supposed to be 1800, and the marketing guy got this thing wrong. It's 1297, but it should have been 1800. So it's a mistake. We can't fix it for now because he's not coming back to the office till like in like 2 days, I think, or a day. So I guess you guys got lucky and you have that 1297 price. It shouldn't be that price, but we're still going to honor it if you join. So feel you're good. Join, take the deal. I promise you it's not going to be there tomorrow. It's really just, you know, hey, it is what it is. So take it while it's there. Gypsy Lion. I'm to a some point newbie in the trading world. Been about 10 years trading in the dark and throwing lucky chances. I want to know, where do you get those graphs? So which graphs? I'm not sure which graphs you mean. I'm showing you guys the group. No, maybe I should just share the screen, really. Okay, so this is the blue chat room, right? That's where everybody is, right? I think you can see that. And then that's the same blue chat room. This is the post that he's putting up in the morning, Nick. These are some of the videos, and this is the live room, right? This one. So I'm gonna try, and you guys are sending me some emails, so I'm gonna try to answer them while I'm here. Hopefully you're still watching. Javier, I'll join next time since I'm traveling. Nice, brother. All right, just hit me up when you come back. I'll do my best to keep the deal open for you, but you know. All right, Balanier. If I don't want the laptop, no, unfortunately. So for everybody watching, the laptop is just, you know, something, a courtesy that we're adding on. If you do not want the laptop, you can give it away, or or we can you know, we could just not, you know, if you don't want us to send it, we won't send it. No worries. But it wouldn't change the price because the renewal would be the same next year. So Balanir, if you're listening, that's for you there for that email. Alex, I got your email. I'll get back to you on the email. Dante, listen, I'm going through your email. I really want to join. I get it. I'm not going to read the rest here, but I'll tell you this, man. You have a 7-day money back guarantee. So smart thing would be to do it, join today, and look, you have 7 days to get your money back, right? So that is my answer there, Dante. Let's see what other questions here we have. Yeah, so everybody that joins will get access to the 2 free bonus items that I added just if you join here live, right? So I'm going to show you a quick video here. Before I do that, I do have to give a couple of shout outs because we did have quite some few people join here. All right. All right, so TXY, Jeremy, MK67, welcome to the family. Let's go. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and show you some of the videos from Nick. Let me go ahead and get this going. Let's see what we can get here. All right, so this was from, I think this was from yesterday. Yeah. Okay, this is from yesterday.
Hey traders, Nick here, back from vacation. I cannot believe I'm back. I love it. I love vacation, that's great. I hate to travel, but I love being back at the helm. So now we can talk more. We did pretty well in my absence since I did cover the market. The pre-open notes on Monday were perfect. Tuesday were perfect. If you followed the guidance in the words and the lines I shared Monday, Tuesday, you were delivered a path that came to fruition exactly how it manifested itself. If you forgot what that is, let's go remind you of it. I said right here on Monday morning, follow the purple lines for today, and then the purple, and this happened. So if you follow the purple lines, Tuesday you had profits to book. Monday we opened up. I said I feel a dip coming. I would buy the dip, and I pointed an arrow to it. Look where they fell. Just above the support line. At the arrow, if you bought the dip at the arrow, is this like penny perfect? And then this happened. So if somebody did that, Tuesday they had profits to book, and then Tuesday went completely ballistic. And then Wednesday was also green, but was a little bit better with the data. Okay, so having said that, let's go back to the SPY and simplify things to a daily chart. This is the SPY, 1 day worth of data. We are here. Let's set the stage. Let's recap. How did we get here in the last 2 weeks? This was early June. Crash.
Folks, sorry, I don't want to interrupt here, but a lot of people in the Zoom chat do not have the link. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to post that link again for you guys to join on Zoom. By the way, shout out to Money X Crusher for joining. Welcome to the family, brother. Let's go. Money X is in the building. All right. Alex, I think, yeah, so I put in the link there. If you have issues signing up or anything, let me know. I'm going to try to stay here to help you out as long as I can. But sometimes, just make sure you refresh the link. It's in the Zoom chat. We're going to post it again. 1 second. So if you want to join on Zoom, just make sure that you're going to the chat. Don't go to the Q&A, go to the chat and use that link. So let's, yeah, absolutely. You got it, man. All right, let's go ahead and get back here with the session, folks.
City. I haven't seen candles this bearish in years. In fact, I cannot remember the last time I saw these. Something equivalent to the flash crash violence. Anyway, we are more than halfway up that hill. I expect sellers here. Technically, we could I don't have confirmation. We could be headed to here, but that doesn't mean you go out and load up with calls. I think we should dip a couple of times first. Dip towards 380, 385, come back, take this out with force to get to the next battle zone where you dip one more time and then you take it out. So ideally, I want us to... Okay, I guess I'll draw the lines later. Okay, I guess we will dip and come back and bounce above this one, and then dip again, come back and bounce through that one. We can even set new all-time highs, but let's go one step at a time. Let's just take a breather a little bit. We just ran 7%, almost 10% from the lows. So how did we get here? Why shouldn't we just go through the roof? Let me show you a simple reason why. This is fear. This is the same SPY chart. This is the VIX, fear, volatility index. This is what represents market makers' nervousness. The higher that number is, the more nervous they are. It's like when they're selling insurance to an old person that doesn't drive a lot, they expect them to drive a little bit more moderately than a teenage boy. Because statistically, teenage boys love to drive fast and take pretty big risks. If they're selling insurance to teenage boys, they need to sell it up here. So now they've been much higher than the average. The average is 19. So they are selling everything at a premium. This indicates fear, right? Better than before, but fear. Guess when that was? Look left. You see? That was here. This point was here. Look what happened. I'm not saying we're going to drop like this. I'm saying when we're here, last time, we should have paid attention. One more thing. I looked at the number of stocks in the S&P with rising demand on them. I found 12 yesterday. I'll get the updated number tomorrow morning. I won't get it until tomorrow morning, so I can't share it with you. Hopefully it's 70. But if it's still 12, combined with this, I expect a dip, logically speaking. I will buy this dip at a certain point. I think 380 would get me in for sure. If we get here, I would get in here as well. It all depends. So that's the big picture. Okay, so within that, what kind of dip I would be buying? Let me show you one. Oh, before I get there. So I said that we will go to new all-time highs. How will that unfold? No idea. But I can tell you one thing. Don't pay attention to the headlines. We are ahead of the game with the Fed. I shared it with you. The Fed is not watching the CPI. I promise you, they're watching wage inflation. Go Google the companies that just pulled back on their hiring. They put hiring freezes or cut their hiring in big time down. Tonight, I read Ford is. So now Tesla yesterday or the day before yesterday, Ford, Google, Amazon, a whole bunch, FedEx maybe, I don't know. Look back. Look back. I bet you dozens of the mega caps said the same thing. So Powell's words scared the CFOs who talked to their CEOs and said, dude and dudettes, we need to stop spending, put the brakes. That's what Powell wants to do. Put the brakes on spending, get people fired, get people unhired. Why? He wants to destroy demand. He cannot control supply. We have a shortage. That creates inflation. So he will destroy demand. That's his solution. What a moron. But that's his solution. First he creates the inflation, and then he destroys jobs in order to fix his creation. Okay. So very bad, but that's what we have. We have to work with it. So how will they justify a rally to high heaven? If he starts to change his words, then Wall Street will get easy with it. So what will they do? Check this out. Forget the headlines. I promise you. Here's what will happen. Big money will go out and place their bets secretly everywhere. Up or down, you don't know. And then they'll go and they'll tell the story. These are experts. People will listen to them. They'll go and they'll tell their story. Oh, we think this will happen and we think that will happen. And before you know it, they are swimming in money because this will happen and that will happen because they said it will. So listen to your gut and your charts. This chart says we should be up here at a certain point, but says we should dip first, take that out, struggle here again, take that out, and we get there. We have higher lows that needs to hold, period. So I watch the level, not the news. if this is holding, this should fail and we end up here. If this holds after the dip when we get to here, this should fail and we end up here. Fail in a good way, both of these break out. The bear is failing. So there is a path to 431. 428 to 431. How? A dip, come back, a dip, come back, and up. I will try to draw it on a SPY that doesn't have all these lines. I'm sorry about that, but these are important short-term lines for active traders. Okay, so that's the overall picture. We're not out of the woods, and forget the news. Let's use our ace in the pocket where I think Powell could be changing his words next week. And get this, next week we have not only Powell, we also have all the gigacaps reporting that, you know, whatever it is, 300 billion, 400 billion worth of market cap moves. I will calculate that number and give it to you. What is that number? It's the straddle for every, the plus or minus expected move in every gigacap. So if Apple is expected to move up or down 10% or 5%, whatever the number is, that 5% is quantifiable in market cap. 15 billion, whatever it is, I'm making it up. You add it to the Google, you add it to the Microsoft, you add it to the Amazon. Who's left? Facebook, Meta. Who's left? I'm missing somebody. Anyway, you add all of those in 1 week, you will get $400 billion in potential moves in the market from just these 5 or 6 stocks and the Fed. Yes, that's going to be a pretty exciting week, right? So don't go all in, whatever you're doing. All right, so things that are going on tonight. UAL is reporting. Let me show you something. I added this, and I added this, and I added this tonight. The stock is falling, and it's here somewhere. I promise you it is. See it? 38.80, 38.80, somewhere around here. Okay, right there, after hours. So it's falling into a prior support zone. Look left. I've said this before. Look. Support zone by the dip-ish. That's from before. It worked. It's falling into it again. Guess what? I'm a guy that rinses and repeats. It's falling out. I picked these 2 candles to be pretty important. So I'll be brave around 36. So if I can sell a spread down here tomorrow, I will share it. The idea is to sell put spreads when everybody's freaking out. I'm agnostic. I look at this. I say, okay, I'll try it. And I'll leave room for error. That's just one example. What about Tesla? Tesla's reported, yes. And it's doing what? Nothing. So during the chat today, they asked me, what do I think Tesla will do? I said, if I was a market maker, I'd want it to do nothing. So I definitely would not buy the straddle. The straddle is buying both calls and puts and expecting everything to happen. Well, nothing happened. It rallied and it fell and it's in the middle just above current price. So yeah, it's moving up a little bit, but not by much. Okay, so this was a lesson of a call calendar. It's just a short lesson reminder. Okay, I'll do a video on that one all by itself. All right, so this is the story. It's about levels. It's about expectations. It's about fear of Powell. He's the only problem. His words is the only problem. The economy is fine. It's too fine. He's trying to break it with words. That's it. So we have the ace to know that we should track not as much the CPI, but wage inflation. And guess what? That's coming down. How? Everybody's hiring freezes. That's wage inflation getting pulled out of the economy. So when he says next time, oh, CPI is still high, but we see tremendous improvement in wage inflation, Steve Leisman is going to say, folks, that's a change in his tone, and it's off to the races. Hopefully that's how it plays out. That's my statement on that. Okay, later, bye.
All right, folks. So that was basically like, that was just a quick, hold up. That was a quick strategy video that Nick made for the Inner Circle members. So if anybody is having issues with the checkout, I got a couple of emails there. Send me a quick email. I'll try to reach out. But basically, I just wanted to give you a quick sense of really some of the videos, some of the strategy videos that Nick will be posting in the chat room. He's also posting trade ideas, entries, that sort of stuff. And you have the live meetings, of course, right? Everything is going to be in a post. It's going to be a big post like you see here. in the morning around 8:30 a.m. This one was at 7:50, so it was a little bit earlier. But you'll basically have the live rooms, all the indexes charted, futures, that sort of stuff. And you can actually get here to the live room, to the live trading room, right? And this is where you, if you live trade, you want to be in this room. So I think that we covered. All right, so there's a bunch of questions here on the YouTube side. Sorry, let's go ahead and get them out of the way. Andy Turner, no, it cannot. SJP, it's 7 regular days, so including business days and non-business days. So 7-day money back guarantee starting from today, you know. So Gypsy Lion. I'm talking about your program before. I'm liking what I'm hearing, and I'll join your program to learn and how to trade. I think it's a good idea, Gypsy. Nick is a great instructor. You're definitely going to find him not just very educational, but very easy to follow as well. So I'm going to give you guys on the YouTube side a couple minutes. If you do have some questions for all the people that are joined or that are trying to join or anything like that, couple things here. Alex LV, SRJ 527, TOKIN 1516. Feel free to email me so I can just help you getting everything finalized there for joining. And any questions, reach out to the number there. It's 313-960-4061. That's my direct if anybody wants to call me. So everybody, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Stay safe. Happy trading. And we're going to see you guys in the chat room tomorrow. Everybody, we'll see you soon.